Can Meganium solo this entire game? Let's see. I've been very happy so far with this month's Thursday videos. Feraligatr, Sceptile, and Delphox have all put in work, and it's been a lot of fun to try them out on the ladder. But this one is going to be harder. And I think you probably saw this coming. It's time to tackle Meganium. Obviously, as a silver version kid, Meganium is one of my favorites, along with its two Johto friends. I called Feraligatr my silver version starter earlier. Chikorita was actually the first starter I chose, but then I started a new files to try out the other starters, and I accidentally saved over that one with the Totodile file, and I ended up sticking with that. Technically, my very first starter in any Pokemon game was Chikorita. Meganium has a reputation for being very difficult to use in the Johto games. It's honestly overstated. Meganium is not that bad to play through a game with, but it is, I can't dispute, the worst of the three. And competitively, it's very hard to find any niche for it at all. That said, Meganium has a great design. I think there's a good reason that it's featured heavily in the early part of New Pokemon Snap and in the marketing for that game. I think that when you look at the earlier stages, Chikorita and Bayleaf are two of the great starter Pokemon designs of all time. And so I'd really like to do Meganium justice if I can. Granted, it's going to be hard. Meganium's best assets are its defensive stats and its support move pool. As much as I would like to try and did actually consider trying to set up a Swords Dance or Curse set with a ton of support, I think it's better that we put Meganium in that support role. Maybe it's doing something like setting up screens and maybe Heal Pulse to keep a bulky teammate healthy. And when I think about a bulky teammate that wants to set up and try to run through teams with support, the first Pokemon that came to mind was Dondozo. I'm not necessarily much of a Dondozo player, but I think if I want to make Meganium work, we're going to give it a go with like a bulky, maybe Terra Steel substitute kind of Dondozo, able to further boost itself with Order Up, of course, and if you couldn't already tell, boosted by Tatsugiri. That said, Meganium is not healing Dondozo if it's not on the field next to Dondozo, so we'll give Tatsugiri the Toxic Orb, we'll do the Endure strategy that goes all the way back to early Regulation A, we'll use Scarf, Final Gambit, Annihilate to give us the option to remove the Tatsugiri quickly, so that we can get Dondozo on the field with another Pokemon next to it. And again, Meganium, hopefully at least some of the time, will be that other Pokemon. I also want to use Volcarona on this team. Volcarona is another bulky setup option that can be well supported by Meganium, but also we can maybe find room to run Rage Powder or something on it so that it can support Dondozo in other situations. And in the last slot, I don't feel very strongly about what Pokemon to use there. Obviously, there's Flamigo as an option with Co-Star for the really early Reggae strategy of giving the double Omni boost to Flamigo, but we can't bring 5 Pokemon to a game. If we can't do Flamigo stuff and Meganium stuff in the same game, so I think I'm just going to go with Dondozo's more recent favorite partner, Glimmora, with Toxic Debris, probably an Assault Vest set with Mortal Spin, so that can help us wear opponents down, given that the goal with Dondozo, we don't necessarily bring Meganium and Glimmora to the same game, but maybe we can. But the goal of wearing opponents down with Dondozo, keeping Dondozo healthy and active throughout possibly a lot of turns, means that Glimmora can help wear the opponents down. So, Meganium is a hard Pokemon to build around. This is my attempt at a Meganium team. We'll look at the finished product, and then we'll see how it goes on the ladder. And here's the final team, unless I make any changes on the fly. Meganium carrying the Covert Cloak because I didn't find room for Protect in this set. Light Clay would be nice, of course, but I do think it has to run an attack. I don't think I can be all in on a Dondozo or Volcarona to fully break through the opponent's team. I kind of talked in the last video about how I'm a bit of an old school player and that I still like to have an attacking move on every Pokemon, if at all possible. So no Light Clay is a little unfortunate, but it is going to be Covert Cloak Meganium here to keep its teammates healthy and alive, running a lot of bulk itself, and I didn't see any real value in Leaf Guard. Actually, maybe Leaf Guard is worth it just for, like, opposing Sun matchups. I don't know, I kind of like Overgrow more to boost Giga Drain at low HP. I think I'll keep Overgrow. We've got the Dondozo with a Terra Steel substitute set, like I said. Leftovers, able to boost itself with Order Up. We've got the Toxic Orb Tatsugiri. We've got Volcarona, also without Protect, because I did decide that I want that Rage Powder option, enabling Volcarona to support Dondozo in situations where I want to bring it, but it's not necessarily able to sweep by itself. I had Terra Grass penciled in originally, but I've switched to Dragon just because if I have Volcarona next to Meganium, I don't want them to have that many common weaknesses, with them both being grass types. I can change back to Grass mid-video if I decide for some reason that's the best thing to do, but Dragon is what it is for now. Pretty straightforward Scarf Annihilate, and then the Assault Vest Glamora, like I said. Again, going with the Terra Bug instead of Grass, partly so I can put it next to Meganium, but also just so that it doesn't have to be... Actually, you know what? I can change this one to Grass. I was going to say it doesn't have to be as afraid of Dire Claw, but I mean... Dire Claw gives me Toxic Debris, or alternatively, if they have a Sneasler, that's going to absorb the Toxic Spikes anyway. I'll stick with Bug for now, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, this is probably going to be the hardest one yet, but let's see if we can get Meganium to put in some work. Need to get an opponent first, of course. That does seem to be taking some time. Okay, here we go. Got a Blastoise. This is some PDL Season 6 Arctic Articuno stuff with the Blastoise and the Blood Moon Ursaluna. They might be going for the Swamp with Meowscarada and Blastoise. That would make sense to give speed control to all of these heavy-hitting but not that fast Pokemon, but maybe I can overcome that with Dondozo. The Meowscarada admittedly is an issue. Does Blastoise get Follow Me? I feel for some reason like it might, even though that's kind of a weird... No, I feel like Blastoise would have a bigger role in the meta if it got Follow Me. Did it have... Was there some event Squirtle or something? Is that why I'm stumbling on this? I feel like the idea of Follow Me Blastoise is tickling something in the back of my brain. But I'm just going to Tatsugiri, Annihilate, Dondozo, and... I can go Volcarona or Meganium here. Honestly, Meganium is stronger into Blastoise and Ursaluna. I do still have to watch out for the Meowscarada, but at least I have the Terra Steel Dondozo, and it's game 1 of the Meganium video. Let's try the Meganium. As we see Blastoise and Ursaluna right off the bat. I'm just going to Endure and Final Gambit my Tatsugiri. And of course the idea is to get Tatsugiri down to 1 HP, activate its Toxic Orb, then I bring Dondozo in, Tatsugiri faints at the end of the next turn, and I can get another Pokemon in next to boosted Dondozo. And I might be better off with a different Pokemon in this game, but I have... Well, might be saying that often in this video, but I have chosen Meganium for that role. Okay, Blastoise goes for Fake Out, but it doesn't deny the Endure, thanks to priority, so Tatsugiri will survive this turn. Now I get Dondozo in, I get my boosts. Given that I might want to Terra Steel later, I'll try to remove the Ursaluna here. So I'll just go right for a Wave Crash into that. And we do get rid of it. Tatsugiri, take a lot of recoil though. Ooh, and the Yawn is bad news. Tatsugiri will go down here. Get Meganium. Depending on what they bring in, I could consider a substitute to help me get through the sleep turns, or I can just attack something. It's Meowscarada. I'm gonna Reflect, Terra Steel, Order Up. Terra Steel means we'll resist Flower Trick, so the guaranteed crit is not such a bad thing anymore. I could substitute. I'll substitute, actually. Protects. Okay, so... Dondozo's gonna get the sub up safely. Meganium is yawned, but that I'm less bothered about. Dondozo goes to sleep here, but it'll take some effort for the opponent to land an attack on it. I'll try to wake up and get the light screen, and I'll try to wake up and order... Well, I can't wake Dondozo up right now, but I'll try to order up into Meowscarada. Meganium loses its Covert Cloak, that's fine. Well, it means it can be faked out by Blastoise if that comes back in, but I don't think that's the end of the world. The Dragonite is kind of a threat. I'll just click Giga Drain into Meowscarada, try to break a possible Focus Sash. I mean, Meganium is guaranteed to stay asleep this turn, but that's the thought process anyway. And let's go for Order Up into Dragonite. Oh, it could have Haze. I forgot Haze Dragonite is big now. It does have Haze. Well, I could still go for Order Up, though. And try to wear it down. Yeah, let's go for the same play again. Meganium is at least not taking too much from the knockoff anymore, but it does get KO'd by the double up with the Ice Spinner. Dondozo will wake up now and still has a substitute. Order Up won't boost me, actually, now that Tatsugiri is gone, will it? I think. I don't actually know that interaction. Oh, it does still boost. That's amazing. Okay. We'll protect around a possible Fake Out here, but the Reflect is already gone. The downside to not having the Light Clay there. Light Clay might be worth it, even if it does mean Meganium gets flinched sometimes. I don't know. We'll Order Up into Meowscarada. They finally break the substitute, and they make Dondozo drowsy. Order Up does a little less than half. They'll probably protect here, so I'll go for another substitute. I feel like I just kind of have to play this one out slowly and hope for the best. Icy Wind is fine. Dondozo is slow without its boosts anyway. Dondozo still hasn't been knocked off, so that's kind of nice. We'll click Order Up again. They get Dragonite back in. Dondozo's probably going to lose its item in a moment, but let's Order Up into Dragonite. Yeah, there goes the item, and I think they'll wear Dondozo down from here. But hey, I'd say we gave it a good effort. Yeah, maybe I do need the Light Clay. Not every team has knockoff. I mean Fake Out. Not every team has Fake Out. Not every team has knockoff either. Okay, but we do lose the first game. That's okay. Yeah, we'll go Light Clay Meganium. And we'll try to win the next one. Of course, Dondozo, I was playing that one extra slowly because Dondozo kept getting yawned, so the Light Clay is not necessarily as important in every game, but still feels better to have that. Whimsicott with possible Encore could be an issue here. Maybe I need, like, Farigiraf on this team, but again, where do I fit it in a game lineup? How do I beat Goldango? I think I might prefer to try to set Volcarona up this game instead of Dondozo, although the Glamora then is a problem for that. I could bring my Glamora, I can bring Tatsugiri. Tatsugiri is a little silly without Dondozo, but I could just bring Annihilate, actually. I could do like Annihilate Volcarona, Final Gambit into the Glamora turn 1 if I see it. Try to set Volcarona up, and I'll bring Glamora and Meganium at the back. Let's try that. We do see the Glamora right away. I also can Terra Dragon, but I'm not eager to do that into the Whimsicott, so I think I'm just gonna Final Gambit Glamora and try to get a Quiver Dance. There are definitely holes in this plan. Fake Tears? Okay, but we get rid of Glamora. Whew. They can Encore Volcarona if they want, but the biggest threat to Volcarona is off the board now. I'm actually going to get Meganium in here. I can Giga Drain Whimsicott, or I can set up screens and whatnot to help Volcarona get through possible Encore turns. I'll Giga Drain Whimsicott first. Might as well actually target it with both of my Pokemon. Okay, they don't Encore Volcarona. They side beat up their Annihilate. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. Burn? No burn. Okay. KO Whimsicott, but the Annihilate might be a little much to deal with Glamora here. Especially since I can't protect Glamora. They have the Rillaboom now. I'll try to set up a Reflect, but I think it's going to be too little too late. Terra Bug might help Glamora take Rillaboom's attack. I definitely never Terra Water Meganium here, so I might as well click this. And then what? Into Annihilate. Sludge Bomb? Try to poison it? Earth Power, because that'll do more damage. Gamora gets faked out. Meganium takes the Rage Fist. Gets the Reflect, but it feels way too slow at this point. Honestly, maybe I should have Giga Drained Annihilate. Okay. Gamora takes a Rage Fist. Meganium does not take a Wood Hammer. And Earth Power is not going to one-shot Annihilate, so we're just going to lose this one. Okay, so Whimsicott is just a huge problem for this team, huh? Like every set that it runs. I don't know how I beat them. Maybe I just go to my strongest mode, which is Dondozo. But we'll try again here to get a win. We've got a Wheezing team here. So that can shut down my Tatsugiri stuff. Volcarona is not necessarily bad into the likes of Goldango and Ninetales here. Talonflame's a bit more of an issue. Terra Dragon isn't great into Garchomp. Maybe I should have a different Terra type on Volcarona. Even Water might be more worth it. Terra Water would actually be pretty good here. I'm going to go ahead and change that right now, but of course it won't apply to the game that I'm in. Okay. Let's just annihilate Volcarona again. Meganium kind of loses to their whole team, so I'm not that eager to bring it. Let's bring Dondozo and Tatsugiri in the back, actually. Let's try both setup modes. If I can get rid of Wheezing quickly. Of course, they don't have Gale Wings unless the Talonflame is holding an ability shield. Which I guess it could be on this team, but I think it's unlikely. So we'll try to Final Gambit Wheezing and... Okay, yeah, they can do that, I guess. But I'm also going for a Quiver Dance. So they can Brave Bird Annihilate. But that does give Volcarona a free chance to set up. Volcarona will be faster than Talonflame now. I'm going to switch Annihilate out to Dondozo. Terra Dragon. Fiery Dance into Wheezing. Annihilate isn't Annihilate isn't accomplishing anything with the Final Gambit anymore, but it could still come in and click some Scarf boosted move. Just protect Dondozo here. Actually, I feel like they either protect or switch Wheezing. So I'll go for a substitute with Dondozo. It's a little more aggressive. But, you know, hopefully they don't burn it with anything. As we actually see the Will-O-Wisp Talonflame, so they do burn Dondozo. All the more reason that at this point I guess I'm trying to win the game with Volcarona. I'll throw a Wave Crash at Talonflame. It'll probably still do some decent damage, and I'll just Fiery Dance this other slot. Even if they switch in Garchomp or Incineroar, I might at least get a special attack boost. Brave Bird Volcarona for a lot of damage. Don't love seeing that, but KO Wheezing. Get a boost. And KO Talonflame. Okay. So they're down to their last two Pokemon. Maybe I should have played this more slowly, though. Oh, okay, no, it's the last turn of Tailwind. They get Ninetales and Goldango in. I'll just try to... Annihilate already has a boost on its Rage Fist, so if I get it in, it might be able to handle Goldango. So I'll Wave Crash Ninetales to try to chip it, and... Oh, right, I don't have Protect on Volcarona. So I'll probably just lose Volcarona here. I could switch to Tatsugiri. Volcarona might still be slower than Ninetales, but it might not. If I sack Volcarona, I'll just go for Fiery Dance and hope it works out somehow. But maybe sacking Tatsugiri. Oh, Tatsugiri would have come in and boosted Dondozo. Yeah, that might have been better. As I do lose Volcarona here. Well, I can still boost Dondozo, though. It's obviously much less scary when it's burned, but can hopefully do some damage to this team, and then... You know, if Dondozo can KO one of these Pokemon, then Annihilate should be able to clean up in the back, I would think. So let's see what we can do to this Ninetales. Nothing. Okay. Alright. And then I have Poison to Tatsugiri, and I have Annihilate. I'll Rage Fist, Goldango, and Muddy Water. Oh wait, Tatsugiri is going to lose to Freeze Dry. Yeah. Okay. So that's 3 losses already, but this is kind of how I thought this might go. I'm still going to try to get Meganium a win. We'll see how long that takes. I guess that means I have no reason not to bring Meganium to every game from here. Here's a Trick Room team. Another Dusclops. There's a Dusclops in my last video, too. And of course, it was a star player for the Alaskan Absols in the Prismatic Draft League season 6. Check that out if you still haven't, but look, I don't see it in Reg H too often at time of recording. Indeedee can use Follow Me to deny the final Gambit into Tatsugiri, but you know what? Well, that's not even the end of the world if Annihilate just takes out Indeedee instead. We'll still try it. And yeah, we'll just bring this mode. Let's bring this mode and see what it does for us. Crawdaunt also, we know from the Prismatic Draft League season. It's not exactly a meta staple, but it can hit very hard. So let's not take it too lightly. Okay, we see Dusclops and Ursaluna. That means that they cannot deny the Endure Final Gambit combo. It does mean that Dondozo will have to watch out for Will-O-Wisp from the Dusclops when it comes in. Might just lose to that, but I've committed hard to this mode, so I just have to hope it works out. Okay, there's their Trick Room. We get Dondozo in here. Just have to hope it doesn't get burned. That said, I actually think I prioritize attacking the Ursaluna here, not the Dusclops. So the Dusclops has a lot of chances to land a Will-O-Wisp if it has that move, and I would imagine it probably does. Haze. Okay, that's also bad. Dondozo just drops to the Blood Moon, and I threw away half my team for nothing. Can Meganium solo this entire game? Let's see. Brick Break weakness policy? Yeah. Meganium cannot solo this entire team. Alright. Well, we'll keep going. We got a rain team here. We'll try the Dondozo stuff into this. Nope, we don't lead Dondozo, we do this. They're taking their time. Trying to figure out, I guess, how to attack the Dondozo game plan. I do have Unaware Dondozo, so our Chaladon setting up is not necessarily the answer. Chaladon and Politoed against Tatsugiri and Annihilate, and we'll just do our thing here. And hope that it works this time. Oh, they have Gengar. They probably have, like, Focus Sash Haze. Although, we've seen 3 of their Pokemon now, and Gengar is so far not one of them. So, we've got the Dondozo set up now. Let's just click Order Up into Politoed. It's also possible that Politoed has something that can mess with us, like maybe Perish Song. But it goes out to Gengar. That's actually good, I think, because if it does have the Focus Sash, we break it there. Get Meganium in. Dondozo might be slower than Gengar. Okay, well. We'll try. We'll go for Reflect to help cover that Phantom Force and Order Up into Gengar. Gengar is faster. It's Clear Smog. I could have used the Terra Steel, but I just assumed it would be Haze. We do at least get an Order Up boost, although Order Up is promptly disabled. Terra Steel would have probably won the game that turn, but I just assumed the Gengar would have Haze. I'll go for a light screen here and protect Dondozo. I'm trying to get out of the disable on order up here. The Phantom Force Bascule Legion. We see the Electro Shot, of course. It will not be affected by the special attack boost because it is unaware Dondozo, but I guess that's my cue to Terra Steel, even though that might lose to Politoed in the back. Hey, at least I have Meganium. Let's Giga Drain the Bascule Legion slot and Terra Steel. Terra Steel what? I mean, Wave Crash, yeah. Yeah, I don't think Giga Drain will one-shot, so I mean, Wave Crash, I guess. Phantom Force Bascule Legion is an interesting one. A lot of damage. Maybe I should have Heal Pulsed Dondozo. Yeah, I definitely think I should have. Because I think I'm just going to lose to the Archelodon now, even with Unaware. I'm guessing Heal Pulse doesn't go through Protect. I don't know for certain. I know Life Dew does, but I think like Life Dew targets your side of the field and Heal Pulse targets a specific Pokemon. Go right for Draco Meteor into Meganium, but they miss. Okay. Earth Power. Yeah, might lose to that. Okay, I'll try to order up and Heal Pulse here. It'll be nice if it works, and if it doesn't work, I think I just lose. Okay, we actually get the Heal Pulse off before Politoed's move, so that's huge. The special defense drop is really not good, though. That actually might decide the game. If Meganium survives this turn, though, I can get one more, or survives Archelodon, I can get one more Heal Pulse into Dondozo. Meganium doesn't survive, and it looks like Politoed will KO Dondozo here. And even without the special defense drop, I don't think Dondozo is ever beating Archelodon at that point. So, we keep going, trying to get Meganium that one win. Here's an opposing Dozogiri team. That's kind of the last thing I want to see right now. But hey, let's try our thing. Tatsugiri, Annihilate Dondozo. If theirs is also Scarf Annihilate, they can potentially win the speed tie and mess up my final Gambit, but we'll see. Protect Dondozo. The final Gambit off. What does their Annihilate do? Also final Gambit. But that just KOs itself for nothing. Maybe they're okay with that in this position. I get my Dondozo in. They go to their Dragapult. So I can try to order up into that, but I think it'll probably Phantom Force. So let's order up their Dondozo instead. I'd actually switch to Tatsugiri. Yeah, that was a possibility too. It's possible they're not running Unaware. Not every Dondozo does, but they probably are. They get a sub. Oh, this game's gonna be a nightmare. How do I even win this? Their Dondozo doesn't have leftovers. That might mean it has rest, though. Go for my own sub. Okay, they protect. They reflect up here, and they forfeit. I guess they didn't want to play this out either. So you know what? I'm gonna call that a win for Meganium. We did it. Meganium has won a game. Should I get another one?